What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? This is Kansas City Chiefs today, and we've got a spicy one. A three-time Pro Bowler, fresh off a league suspension, just put Kansas City at the top of his wish list once he's eligible. You know the name, you know the highlights, and you know exactly what Patrick Mahomes can do with another trusted target. If you're fired up about the possibility, hit that subscribe button. We're pushing hard to 5,000 subs, and let's talk about how this move could flip the AFC race on its head. The rumor mill is buzzing, the timeline lines up, and the fit might be better than people realize. Today we're breaking down the context, the cap, the scheme, the locker room fit, and the playoff stakes. Short paragraphs, straight talk, all Chiefs. Let's go. Here's the setup. A veteran wide receiver with 3 Pro Bowls on the resume is serving a multi-game suspension and will be eligible to return later in the regular season. During a recent appearance, he floated Kansas City among his preferred landing spots once he's cleared. That's not just noise. That's a player signaling he wants to chase rings with an organization that knows how to win them. Kansas City's offensive identity under Andy Reid evolves every year. Even when the passing game reshuffles its weapons, the core remains Mahomes' improvisation, Travis Kelce's timing and leverage, and Reid's motion-heavy looks that stress matchups. Slot-friendly vets who can win isolation routes, option routes, and scramble drills tend to fit right in. When a star with savvy route running and big game experience says, "KC, you perk up," the suspension timeline matters, obviously. Because his return lands late in the season, we're talking about a condensed window to integrate him before the playoffs. That timeline removes the grind of a full season workload and focuses on what matters most: third downs, red zone, and high-leverage January snaps. If the player stays in shape and buys into the playbook, the ramp can be quick. Also consider the front office pattern. Brett Veach has never been shy about low-risk, high-upside ads, especially when they complement Mahomes rather than crowd him. Veteran receivers who know spacing, who run honest routes, and who aren't afraid of contact over the middle tend to earn trust fast. If the price is right and the role is clear, Kansas City is always in the conversation. Let's talk fit. This receiver's game at its peak pairs crisp intermediate routes with yards after catch juice. He's not just a go-ball merchant. He can win on digs, glance, deep outs, and those stop-start option routes that punish soft zone. With Mahomes' second reaction throws, he becomes a stay alive and work back outlet that turns broken plays into backbreakers. In the red zone, he's a leverage beater. You can stick him on the boundary to force a safety's eyes, then leak Kelce or a running back opposite the flow. Or you can stack him in bunch to create a free release against press. Kansas City's condensed splits are perfect for that. The ball doesn't need to travel 40 yards for this to matter. It needs to hit on time between the hashes. On third and medium, he tilts coverage. Defenses already spin resources toward Kelce on choice routes. Add a veteran who can mirror the quarterback and option away from leverage, and you force DCs to pick which poison to live with. That extra beat of indecision is often the difference between a punt and a drive. There's also a locker room layer. Stars join Kansas City and discover a culture that's demanding but weirdly loose, the good kind of loose. The standard is the standard, but guys keep it light and keep it moving. For a vet coming off suspension, plugging into this ecosystem makes the transition easier. Accountability meets creativity. That's an underrated edge. Contract-wise, a late-season ad is rarely a budget buster. You're looking at a prorated deal, incentives tied to active games and playoff production, and 0 long-term handcuffs. The Chiefs love optionality. If the fit sings, great, you ride it through February. If it doesn't, you spent modestly to take a worthwhile swing. How do you deploy him on day one? Package plays. Give him a narrow slice of the call sheet, quick game slants and sticks, 1 or 2 keeper concepts, a couple of glance RPOs, and a red zone fade turn back shoulder depending on leverage. 2 to 3 installs. Repeat them from different looks, and let muscle memory build. Motion is your friend here. Short jet motion to identify man or zone pre-snap. Return motion to give him free releases against press. Orbit motion to force a corner to communicate a banjo call. That's where breakdowns happen. When the corner and nickel hesitate for half a second, the window opens. Marry him to Kelce in mirrored concepts. Run choice/option to both sides. If the defense caps Kelce with a bracketing safety, flip the read to the veteran on the backside dig or pivot. Complement those with dagger and scissors versus quarters, where his stem discipline can hold the safety just long enough for the middle to split. Situationally, think 3rd and 5 to 3rd and 8. Think high red zone from the 12-yard line where spacing tightens and option routes become king. On scramble drill, assign landmarks. Work back downhill at 45 degrees if Mahomes spins right, fade up the boundary if the corner turns his head. Chiefs practice this stuff. It's not chaos, it's choreography. And don't forget the hidden yards. Veteran receivers who understand perimeter blocking are rocket fuel for late-season screen packages. One sustained block turns a 5-yard now screen into a 19-yard drive starter. That matters in December wins and playoff nerves. Let's be real, Chiefs fans want rings, not drama. The initial reaction to any suspended player is cautious, totally fair. But this front office has earned credit. The locker room leadership, Mahomes, Kelce, Chris Jones, the captains, is strong enough to absorb a personality and redirect it toward winning. Media will ask the same questions you're asking. How much juice is left? What about chemistry? What's the role when the lights are brightest? The best answer is always performance. If he wins 4 third downs and draws a red zone PI in his first 2 games, the narrative flips from, "Is this a distraction?" to classic Chiefs move. There's also fan nostalgia at play. The name value is real, and so are the memories of one-handed catches and playoff moments. Fans love stars who want to be here. This isn't a mercenary vibe, it's a vet choosing a culture that knows how to maximize him. For our community, this is a chance to make some noise. We're on the road to 5,000 subs, and breaking news like this is exactly why this channel exists. Your comments, your DMs, your instant takes, they shape the next episodes. Keep them coming. Now zoom out to the conference. The AFC is a weekly chess match. Margins are tiny, and everyone is one possession from a statement win or a bad Monday. A late-season injection of route savvy doesn't just add catches. It changes how opponents build their call sheets from Wednesday to Saturday. Think about rematches. Think about the teams that bracket Kelce on every snap and dare someone else to beat them. Add a veteran who punishes single coverage and the bracket softens. Safeties cheat a step inside instead of 2. Suddenly, Andy Reid's shot plays hit in the 4th quarter instead of stalling at midfield. If Kansas City lands this player and he's even 80% of his prime in situational ball, it might swing a divisional tiebreaker or a playoff seeding line. 1 third down snag in Week 16 can be the difference between Arrowhead in January and a flight through winter turbulence. That's the calculus. So where does that leave us? A renowned playmaker identifies Kansas City as a preferred spot after his suspension. The timeline syncs with a playoff push. The scheme fit is logical, the cap math is manageable, and the locker room can handle it. All that's left is due diligence from the front office and a clear plan from the coaching staff. If the Chiefs make the call, expect a small package early, with expanding responsibilities each week. Expect Mahomes to build trust quickly if the details are right: depth, leverage, hands, effort. Expect Andy Reid to dress up the same core concepts with new window dressing, and expect defenses to feel that stress. I want to hear from you. Would you sign him? What's the right number? What role should he play in the first 2 games back? Let's build that blueprint together in the comments. Alright, Kingdom, that's today's breakdown on Kansas City Chiefs today. If you love daily Chiefs news, rumors, and smart fan talk, smash that subscribe and help us hit that milestone. We're closing in on 5,000 and your support means everything. Drop your takes in the comments and join the road to 5,000 subs here on Kansas City Chiefs Today.